I think we went live.
We are live. Yes.
Man, it's getting worse and worse. The more we
What is?
We weren't live for like
Our intro?
3 to 4 seconds. I always hit it at 10 seconds and then it just sits there and spins. Maybe I'm unstable today.
Oh, you're probably unstable.
I'm not unstable. I got me some big time coin this weekend. How about you?
It's fake money, you know.
Yeah. So you're just throwing it up there left.
I'm just throwing it out there. So I've realized, okay, I got my butt kicked in the picks this weekend.
Yeah.
So I told you last week I'm done picking with my heart.
Yep.
So then I changed to, I'm going to use this as an excuse. I changed to try to beat you. And that didn't work.
so now
I got to go
with
another strategy. And I won't tell you about it until after the weekend.
Okay. Sounds good. You're going to do some research like I do and kind of like read the trends and all that stuff? Or are you just going to go back?
No, I just pick, man. I missed all weekend of football pretty much. I watched a little bit of the Bears game at Wild Wings.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
But other than that, didn't see a lot this weekend.
Yeah. How did the Wizard of Iz and her basketball team do?
Had a tough weekend.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
She play all right? She play all right, or just everybody?
Yeah. Then the third game, I feel refs had it out for her individually. So now they got her into foul trouble, and
did they? Okay.
I was kind of told to sit down by the one ref, and the dad came out, me and the coach at the same time, but then when I had later on that afternoon, I seen
you went out on the court for real.
I stood up on my chair. No, I was coaching.
Oh, coaching. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So then I'm at a local eating establishment later on, and one of a varsity official was there, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, you girls are looking good out there." And I said, "Yeah, I had a tough weekend." He goes, "You know that second foul on your daughter? I think you were right on that one." Like,
yeah, well, there you go.
I'm like,
so that made the weekend right there, man.
Yeah, it did. It was like, you know what? We lost, but you know what? That just made it. And Izzy just like, see, I told you I didn't foul her. I said, I know you didn't foul her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of a tough weekend for all. It was fun though. Fun weekend.
You get red faced and all foamy at the mouth and
you do. And of course I was having a good weekend. And then I keep getting these texts and snaps, and I'm looking at scores and I'm losing. And I just
wait,
I'd have to text and apologize to all my friends. I know I was a little off my game this weekend. But,
where's my challenge flag? Because I want to, before you say anything about me, a text from you late night saying the Michigan Purdue game and 54 points and ha and all that stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, Putz. Hold on here.
Yeah, I think we got to go by the official one on ESPN. We can't go off that.
Hey, well then, and if we're going to do that, then you owe me about $1 million from.
Oh no, I probably win more money. Probably.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, I'm like,
no, they changed the line.
It was 53 and a half. Yeah, I won by 0.5 point.
Yeah,
and I was freaking jumping for joy, and Becky goes, "How much did you win?" I said, "Well, nothing.
A Monopoly $100 bill."
Yeah, a mythical C note is what I want. She just kind of shook her head. She's like, "You guys are terrible."
I know.
You guys are terrible.
We're terrible.
Terrible.
So yeah, you might as well show it. I mean, you figured it out. You're up $3,200 to $1,400.
It was a good week for me, so I'll take that. So we're good with that.
Refreshing people's memory, we took you at Washington.
Yes.
You took Alabama. I took LSU, which I was trying to.
I get where you were going.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I started thinking I am going to make some money. We both took Miami.
We did.
I went with Atlanta 3.5. You homered it.
I homered it. Went with the Vikes.
Yep. And I had the game. Is in my pocket. It was here. Done. Up 4.
Joshua Dobbs comes through
in the spread. Yeah. And then my Bears couldn't suck enough for me to win.
Saints took them there, so I took the
Minus
Bears on that.
8. I went with the Saints because I figured no way the Bears are going to cover 8 points.
And then, but you did win the Packers.
Yeah, we won the Packers.
You did. I did. I picked the Rams.
Oh, you didn't? You picked the Rams? That's too bad.
Had I known Stafford wasn't playing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. No, you.
So there we go.
If I'd have known Hall would have went out with a concussion and Dobbs came in, I would have switched my pick.
Okay, chump. Listen.
Well,
here.
hey,
listen.
If you could play that way, let's go.
Okay, Matt Stafford over Brent Rippon. Tell me. Besides
Dobbs over Hall,
I just thought the Vikings were a better team.
Yeah.
I just thought that they'd be able to use their weapons to play a little bit better. And then, it was a back and forth game like every.
But hey, just remember a couple of podcasts ago, who picked the Vikings to win the division and go to the NFC Championship?
Well, that would have been you.
And they're knocking on the door.
They're knocking.
1.5 games back, right?
Well, they've got a pretty easy schedule, like we had talked about before, for the next few games, and then
we'll be there to see them probably go ahead of the Lions in the divisional race that
when
night.
We punch out the Bears.
Yep.
You think that will happen?
Well, it should.
Well, so now what do? I read on Twitter last night, or X, or what do you want to call it? Should we just call it X from here on out so we don't have to say
Sure.
it? Okay.
We call it it. Well, I care.
When Jaron Hall is out of the concussion protocol, what do you do?
Well, you've traded for Dobbs. I mean, there's no going back now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny how people were trying to start that yesterday and all that sort of thing. So it was I watched most of the game. I kind of after Hall went down with that concussion, which it didn't look that bad, but no. I think he slung his head back and hit the ground or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, and then Boomer Esiason comes out and says if Bajent continues to play like this, there's no way they go back to Fields. And I look at his stats: 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And those were all on game-tying drives. He threw those 3 interceptions.
Yeah. And Norman Esiason is who?
The national media needs to get off of this everybody hating Justin Fields thing.
It just makes for interesting.
It does. Quite a few years ago, I supported and full-heartedly loved Jay Cutler as a quarterback.
Oh, I know you did.
Everybody's like, hey, he's a piece of crap. He sucks. I'm like, and then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is he really that bad? But now it's just like, people are like, you don't realize how underrated Jay Cutler was. I'm like, not in my books. He's one of our better quarterbacks we've had. Yeah, there was times he could have gave I mean, you see all the pictures.
And you told me there was some games that he just didn't give.
Oh yeah, there's some
wholehearted effort.
Well, when you're how down, can you give 100% when you're getting sacked 9 times a ball game?
True.
The one game that ticked me off so bad, I remember we had a winning season going on, and he threw 4 picks to the same guy.
Was it a Viking?
No, it was the Redskins.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't think of 4 picks, same guy.
Wow. Fred Smoot?
No, it wasn't Smoot. No.
96. The Earth's covered by water, so whatever, and Fred Smoot covers the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good old Fred. So, but no, the Vikings, they lost Akers yesterday.
I don't think O'Connell really cares.
Huh?
I really don't.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
You brought him in, you traded for him, and you didn't use him.
Right.
You didn't use him enough.
Didn't use him enough. Now they're saying Ty Chandler's going to take that backup role. So let's see. He's a speedy guy. So let's see what he can do.
And that's going to be the only drawback for the Vikings will be
the running game.
Back. Yeah.
Well, they got a quarterback that can freaking run all of a sudden. They had 2 of them. Hall made a couple nice plays. I mean, he went.
Bears had a guy that could run too, but
they said stay in the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh well. All right. Well,
so the Vikings are in the 7th spot right now, right?
At
5-4.
Yeah. Are they
Dallas is
7?
6, Seattle 5,
Okay.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4 is Philly, Detroit, San Fran, New Orleans.
New
Detroit had the
Orleans.
weekend off. So
Yes. So the Vikings are 7th.
who the Vikes got next week?
The New Orleans Saints.
And Detroit has the Chargers
Is it at home or is it at
the Chargers. Then the Bears come to town.
For the Lions?
Yep.
God, that'd be great just to watch the Bears knock them off. But
I look at the draft because when your team sucks, you kind of look at the draft order.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you look at that. I mean, I don't see Arizona winning another game. I mean,
Right.
they do play the Bears.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Bears let Lovey come back, and
at some point the Cardinals are going to get Murray back, and Murray's.
Yeah, but I don't know. Will they though? I mean,
they're
1-8. Carolina's 1-7.
Yeah.
Patriots and Bears and Giants are 2-7. Those are going to be your 5 teams battling it out for the top 4 quarterbacks.
Right.
And what is your thoughts on the Caleb Williams stuff this weekend?
I didn't. What did he do now? I didn't see.
Well, after the game, he lost and was caught on the sidelines sobbing uncontrollably with his mom. He's in his mom's arms as his dad, and crying, and they're covering his face up and
showing emotion after a game. Is that not good?
It's I'm asking your opinion on it.
Okay, well, so they scored 42 points, right? USC.
I think so, 48-42 or something like that.
Yeah. So when you, as a team, when you score 42 points, you expect to win, maybe, or unless you're in college and then the other team scores 52.
Yeah, unless you're in college. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't mind emotions coming out. Maybe he was just, we don't know. We're not walking in his shoes. Maybe grandma passed away last week or something too, or something going out and playing something. I'm not going to burn a kid in college. He's made some stupid remarks. I did see this morning that USC fired their defensive coordinator. So that's,
I mean, going back, they've given up 52, 49, 34 in a loss, 48 in a loss, 41 in a win, 41 in a win, 28, 10. They were better at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Of course, they weren't playing anybody. But
but I mean, even in college, if you score 42 points, your chances of winning are probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And so that would be frustrating to me if I led my offense to 6 touchdowns, or I don't know how many they had. I doubt if a defense got a score. It doesn't sound like it.
No.
I'd feel pretty good about, man, we got a good shot at winning this game. And then the other team scores 52. So.
Yeah, it wasn't good for him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I like seeing Washington. I don't think, is he in the Heisman run?
He's not in the Heisman run anymore, but I still think he'll be one of the top 4 quarterbacks picked, and he'll probably still be number 1 because he's like, does he have the skills to be a quarterback? He leads his team pretty well. They score a lot of points. I don't know, Nolan.
If you're a Heisman winner last year, how are you not in the conversation this year?
Well,
have you regressed that much that you're not in the talks anymore?
Well, I think you're not in the talks because your team isn't playing that well.
But this is an individual.
It is, but he's thrown some key interceptions too, right? I mean, so there's that. Repeating as a Heisman Trophy winner is almost nearly impossible. Even though you said it was it's an individual award, you still need your team. You still need your team. You got to have your defense has got to stop somebody.
Well, yeah.
So say all those times he scored 40 points, and if his defense holds the other team to 20 points, we'd be having a different conversation right now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
but if it's an individual honor,
it's
a Heisman honor, and we're throwing Penix up there, we're throwing some of the other guys that are up in this Heisman, Caleb Williams is second in the league in passing yards.
Okay.
200 behind Penix. 28 touchdowns. Penix has 26. Penix has 7 interceptions. Caleb Williams 4. He has more touchdowns than
Bo Nix.
He's got more touchdowns than everybody. Caleb Williams leads the college in touchdowns.
Okay.
Of course, he's sacked 27 times. That don't help him.
Yeah.
He is number 2 in the nation in passing. So what else do you want from a former Heisman winner?
I guess I don't know. I don't know, but he's not in the record. It's the record. I'd be interested to see what.
Okay, it's their record. They're 7-3. They win last night. He wasn't even in the talks last week. If they had to beat Washington, does he slip back in? Or
so do you got stats on the Heisman Trophy race right now? Like who they got top 4?
Let me see if I took a picture of that. Sometimes I do just to send it to you and then I forget. So
yeah.
I don't like sending you too much, you know.
Well, you send me stuff all the time. That's okay.
I said you send me a lot of stuff.
I'm all right. So, according to ESPN, right now, the Heisman tracker.
Yeah.
We've got Penix Jr. from Washington's number 1. Jaden Daniels, quarterback LSU, got beat by Alabama this week, right?
Yep.
They got him number 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State, having a pretty good season.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
Good year. I can see that. Jordan Travis, quarterback from Florida State.
Okay, right now I'm looking for Jordan Travis in the top 10. He's not there.
He's not there. Okay.
He is 18th in passing, 19 touchdowns. Yeah. So he has 10 less touchdowns, 9 less touchdowns than those 2 other guys.
Best of the rest, Ollie Gordon, running back, Oklahoma State, and J.J. McCarthy, quarterback at Michigan. No Caleb Williams in here at all, according to
Caleb isn't cheating.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, I mean that's a legitimate argument on. I'm not saying that Caleb Williams deserves to be the Heisman Trophy. I'm not saying that, but how is he not in the conversation if he's coming off a Heisman year? Is there so much expectations on him that he's not doing what he did last year? So we can't put him in the. But yet he's got better stats than all of them except for Penix.
Yep. Yeah.
Yardage wise, he has more touchdowns than Penix.
Yep. I don't know, buddy. I can't answer that. I don't know. Maybe we should see if we can get in the Heisman voting. If we ever get this, if we ever get our press credentials, we can start voting for the Heisman Trophy.
Well, we got an X account now, so
yeah, there you go. There you go. We're on our way.
Off the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Maybe I want to own the team. I'm going to come up. You know. I guess there's probably that too. I don't want to get drafted by these teams. I don't want to do this. I just don't know. I don't know. Would you take him as a Bear?
I don't know.
Would you rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. catching balls with DJ Moore coming from Justin Fields?
I think that would be the better scenario. Plus, we get an offensive lineman.
Okay. There you go.
Because I mean, I'm on the Fields. I mean, I'm with my quarterback. I'm not wishy-washy, and I'm not saying you're wishy-washy, but when Viking fans are demanding them to trade their quarterback as he's the number 2 or number 1 quarterback in the league, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I know their record wasn't good at that time, but you can't put it on Kirk Cousins.
Well, and so again, here's where the media kind of plays into this, and they're like, well, the Vikings they're saying they're rebuilding, and so they need to get rid of Kirk Cousins so they can get a good pick. Well, yes, they said they were rebuilding, but they wanted to be a competitive rebuild and plug holes here and there. But you never hear the competitive rebuild. They still want to win games, still want to go to the playoffs. Yeah. And so you just
Jim Mora. Sent that to you again. Did I send that to you this weekend?
Playoffs. Yeah. Well, practice. Which was more favorite? Playoffs or it's just practice?
I love the playoff one the best.
Yeah.
The more
We couldn't do diddly poo. We couldn't do yeah.
Well, Denny Green is my all-time favorite one after we
Yeah.
we slaughtered him in the second half.
It was week six of that season. Yeah.
That was awesome.
You're gonna crown him. What the hell?
Crowned him,
Wasn't even the question that he was asked.
Yeah.
Went off on a tirade. I don't know if you ever saw I'll send it to you YouTube when we're done here. The Jerry Burns one where he just went off on a reporter. Oh, I used the F word.
Really?
Oh God.
Jerry Burns.
Jerry Burns.
Wasn't he the Mr. Burns on Simpsons?
Excellent.
They kind of look pretty similar.
Kinda, yeah.
I think he was based off that character, I think.
He could be.
Or the character was based off of him.
Well, a wise man told me you lose brain cells when you watch The Simpsons. Do you know who that was?
No.
That was you. You said
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
Jesus. How long ago was that?
It was like Saturday night because I was sitting in my room reading my book and there was like a Simpsons. And I'm like, dude.
Did I snap that to you?
Yeah. And he called me an idiot, basically.
Jeez. I guess I am losing my mind.
And so then I came back and I said, I only got 2 brain cells left and one's waving goodbye to the other one. So,
oh boy,
no, you gotta quit taking these trips on the weekends, man.
I know.
you're out there. So, well,
I was drinking root beer all night. So,
well, there you're all
lost money at the blackjack table, and
you're all jacked up on the root beer. Woo!
Yeah,
look out, boys. Look out, boys. All right.
Had one ultra. Just say I had one.
Yeah.
I don't usually get coreyed up until I get with my buddy Decker.
Yeah,
you know,
because we had so many last time we were out there.
Yeah, I know.
Together. So
we should always say coreyed up. We should always tell that one story, but
we'll tell it at another time.
Yeah, we might have somebody listening out there. That's
we don't want to talk about that. So let's do a little truth or fiction overreaction from this weekend. I'm going to read one to you. I think you got a couple for me, so I'm going to start.
Well, I did have last week. I had the Kansas City run over. I guess they heard that one and slapped me in the face with that one.
The face, yeah. So I'm gonna start with Baltimore. Even though you did say KC, we talked KC. Baltimore is coming out of the AFC as to go to the Super Bowl. Truth or fiction?
Fiction.
Oh. Okay, and you say that just because you say that, or
I say it because I say, I say it because I say it, and I don't think Baltimore is beating Miami or Kansas City.
Really?
No.
Okay,
but you know what that means.
Well,
put your money on Baltimore now to win the Super Bowl.
So they're a good team. They slaughtered the Seahawks yesterday. Seahawks were, kind of playing pretty well. I think they got as good a shot as anybody. The team that I'm most thinking might probably just step up and come out is the Bengals. I mean, they looked flawless last night against the Bills. So Joe Burrow's healthy and the Bengals are there, but I think Baltimore will be there.
Yep.
So there you go. You don't have any other ones, do you? So I'm going to read them all to you.
Well, no, I'll read one. I got Truth or fiction, it's just coming out of the Viking game. Is Dobbs the real deal?
I think. Oh,
well,
it's a 2-parter.
And then I put and should. Then I stopped. I think you distracted me. So
yes, I think he's the real deal. I think he brings energy to the Vikings offense that was kind of lacking. That he can, You've always said it. I've agreed with you. Kirk Cousins was a beautiful play action pass person. Dobbs looked, after the first couple of snaps, he looked pretty comfortable rolling out and throwing the ball. And then if he wasn't able to throw it, he put it down and he ran. The only thing we got to worry about is whether or not he doesn't get a concussion or tear his ACL or whatever, But he looked pretty comfortable after that first quarter. He looked like
out of practice.
Without a practice. Doesn't even know, which I don't find, doesn't even know some of his teammates' last names. Which is
and what kind of I mean, did they give him the playbook on? Did he just jam it into his head on Friday, Saturday?
That I don't know. My buddies and I, not, you and I were texting, and then I got a group of buddies from high school. We always talk football. And I said, right now, it should be just playground football right now. Tell Dobbs to go out there and say, okay, you run this, you run that, you run this, and let's go.
Well, and I think you dumb it down to a point of you go in there, it's like, I write 36 sweep on one.
Yep. Yeah.
Hut,
just kind of,
or, hey, we're doing a pass play. I hope I know where your three are going. Because there really weren't any, from what I saw in the game, there were a lot of like, you see a lot of these quarterbacks with those timing routes, just like they're throwing the ball before he even turned.
There wasn't that at all. It was just, he was rolling out and he was looking for somebody open. If nobody was open, he just tucked it and ran. He was the leading rusher for both teams yesterday. So played well. And it's exciting to see, if you're a Vikings fan, and I temper this with all things being Minnesota, give them a cut. We got a couple easier games coming up and then a bye week. Your prediction might come true.
Then we got the Fields Dobbs matchup on a Monday night. Are we going to see 300 combined yards between the two quarterbacks on the ground?
Oh, that I don't know. JJ will be back by then, so
maybe.
Yeah. Well, he says he's feeling really good.
I'm sure he is. Now that they just won, I'm sure his hamstring really felt good yesterday.
4 in a row, baby. 4 in a row. All right.
All without Jefferson out there.
Controversy. Bring it up. All right, here's the next one. CJ Stroud could be Rookie of the Year and MVP. Truth or fiction?
The first part is truth.
Okay.
Second part, no.
Not even consideration. Has he put his foot inside the door? No.
And then we're going to go back to the Heisman part.
True.
Where are you from? Heisman really isn't where you're from, but you're out of Houston, Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wins. Yeah, you're starting to pile up some wins, but there's politics in a lot of things. And I think MVP, all those, I think those are, just look at the Vegas odds. I mean, what are his odds to win? Is his odds? Does he have odds to win the MVP?
Well, I've shown that Vegas doesn't know crap about betting either. So, I mean, it's...
Well, they've been winning you some money.
Yeah, they sure have. Well, no, I picked it usually. We're not going to get into that.
No, you picked favorites, man. And you've won.
I do the research, brother.
Yeah, research.
I research. I flip a coin. It's sitting right here. Anyways, so you think CJ would beat Addison in Rookie of the Year right now? And to me, so
after yesterday's game, he's going to have some votes sway his way. But if we're going to look at if these guys get into playoffs and Houston doesn't, I don't think there's a chance he's even talked about in the MVP playoff race.
In the Rookie of the Year, you mean?
Or playoff. No, I meant MVP, but I think Addison wins Rookie of the Year. If he continues on his pace, once Jefferson comes back, will he continue to, with Dobbs, will he continue what he had with Cousins?
True. Who else was on that list? We had talked about earlier today. Bijan Robinson from Atlanta.
So, CJ Stroud, his odds of winning the MVP are ranked 19th right now.
Okay.
His offensive player of the year is 63rd. His offensive rookie of the year, he's first right now.
And Bijan Robinson's number 2?
3, I think I said, didn't I?
Well, it was him.
Puka was 2.
Puka. And Addison's not even in the top 5.
Not in the top 3. That's all they had.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I mean, we could easily type in Addison here, and we'll got this cool thing. They just brought it out. It's called Google.
The Google machine works wonders.
Yeah, it makes smart people even smarter.
Well, I watch The Simpsons, so according to you, I don't have any brain cells. So
I was more on the lines of I'm more in the lines of SpongeBob is one of those that you don't learn anything when you watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So rookie of the year, he is Addison is third in the rankings, 44th player of the year.
Okay.
So you go out, you bet your $100, you win $1,600 if Addison wins player of the
Okay. There you go. There you go. You got another one for me?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
I didn't do my research.
Well, I know that.
That's the usual.
Matt Eberflus fires his offensive coordinator this week. Truth or fiction?
I don't think Matt Eberflus will fire him. I don't think he fires. I think it's pulled, isn't it? Did they let the head coach?
Well, yeah. A head coach could say, like, get lost. Lincoln Riley just fired his defense.
I think if
the Bears fire their offensive coordinator this year.
My thought is
this week,
if Getsy goes, Eberflus goes. But Poles has come out and said Eberflus is our guy.
Yeah.
I think if Getsy goes, I think Eberflus goes. That's my prediction. Bears will have a new coach and OC by the time we sit in our seats at US Bank Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that sucker.
Write it down. Book it. And who knows? We're going to have an interim. We're not going to pull in Jim Harbaugh because Jim's going to go win his national championship. Then Jim Harbaugh will come over to the Chicago Bears next year.
Okay, so I got that written down on 10:45 on 11/6/2023. Dick says that Eberflus and Getsy are going to get fired before the Vikings-Bears game.
Before the Vikings-Bears, yep.
Okay, all righty, there you go.
And then I also putting on here, Michigan's Jim Harbaugh eyeing the Chicago Bears as his potential next destination, November 3rd, 6:31 p.m.
Because he's going to get run out of Michigan because of this scandal.
Article written by Jacqueline Kula.
And Jim Harbaugh.
Did you like my reel I sent you on Harbaugh?
Yeah.
The one I was going to send you, I think that's an AI one. Because if you really watch, I mean, his eyes are like, and you just see his lips are like, I'm like, I think that's AI transformed, but
most likely is. Everything is.
Because he came out like last night and said, apologize for everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't send you that one, did I?
No.
Okay. That one I was a little sketchy on. So I'm like, I'm not going to give Chad any ammunition.
And again, we know people steal signs. We know this, we know that. Michigan took it a little too far. Harbaugh had said, I don't know anything about it. Most likely he did. The media is going to push it until the point of that something has to happen. That's the sad part of the media saying like, and I think it'll just make that Michigan, the alumni and the,
how about if college
director, you just said it earlier. You're like, who it is. It's all political, buddy. It's all political.
But why doesn't, college football, you have teams coming up, and I was annoyed enough with Peyton Manning every time he'd be doing this here and take him 35 seconds to snap the football. They get up there, they run up, and then they all look to the sidelines. Okay. Really? We're in the age of technology where there's put something in their helmet. And you don't have to worry about signs. You don't have to worry about people stealing signs.
Well, and there's that. I get that. And I understand that. I look at like my son's high school football team. They all line up and then they look to the sideline and the coach, they look the defense over and say, okay, that play's not going to work because they got their defense lined up like this. And so then they need to make a different call. That's called an audible. Nolan,
and the NFL does that too, because the coach puts probably two plays in their headset. Yeah. So,
but as
get away from the sideline signs.
As a college kid, are you able to make those decisions, or is your coach and your defensive coordinator or whoever? Do you rely on them and say, okay, we've called a 36 power eye, and they've got 8 men in the box, and are you going to run it, or are you going to audible out and throw a pass?
Well, you audible out, but you shouldn't have to stop and have everybody look at the sidelines. You shouldn't have to.
That's your coach's call, man.
Right. But if he can easily yell out, but you don't start doing.
Well,
If you do that 7 times a game, how many times do you think? It's just like in baseball. If I have a steal sign and my steal sign is I go to my hat and I go to my belly, if I do it 4 times,
he's throwing the fastball. Here it comes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I get you.
when kids are stealing signs from second base, if you're doing this for a fastball, maybe not do that. Maybe switch it up as, hey, my third sign is my sign.
And so you're a coach in baseball. Does your catcher put a 1 down for a fastball? Do you switch it up? Do you?
A majority of it is basically. There's times that we will go. All right, the third sign we do will go.
Okay,
3, 1, 2.
Okay, so throw the slider.
Third
It's
sign
2,
was
throw the slider. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we're not, but there are teams that probably just put down the 1, put down the 2.
Yeah,
because it's easier. Because I'm in high school, I'm not going to go through 5 different signs, and then my pitcher's like,
"What the hell you want me to throw? I can't throw that. I don't know how."
Yeah, but no, get away from the signs. That doesn't take rocket science. High school teams have headsets with their coaches,
right? No, and
so
I know that.
Why doesn't college? College should need to get a headset that goes into the quarterback. High school doesn't have them in their quarterbacks here.
No,
but if you're at the level of college, there should be no reason why they can't put a speaker in the helmet.
Okay. Well,
no reason.
I just think you found your passion right there, is to get speakers in the helmets.
Well, I could give 2 shits, my friend.
Hey! This is it's a family show, brother.
Pat McAfee can get away with the F-bomb. I can get away with the S-bomb.
God, you got mad at me for saying anal the other day. So
then you flipped me off too.
Yeah. All right.
No,
I get you, buddy. I do. I'm with you.
Would I be passionate if I didn't like Michigan as a football team? I don't know.
I just think.
But when your team's under a microscope and
the media is going to come down, the alumni is going to start pulling support if he stays on, because.
I
think he fibbed, Nolan. I think he said.
Couldn't Jim Harbaugh come out and, honest to God, sit up at the podium and go, do you really think that we need to steal signs to beat Purdue? Now, do we need to steal signs to beat Ohio State, Georgia? Yeah, that's going to help you. But Purdue?
But you got to practice it first to get it. So, interestingly, they had it before this guy was hired. Michigan's defense was like giving up 19 points a game. And now ever since this whole scandal broke, they're like only giving up like 10 points a game. And that was that. Can you obviously better players. Harbaugh is freaking, people want to play for him. I just think, Nolan, that the media is going to make a big deal out of it, and the alumni is going to get scared, and they're going to say something's going to come. And then they dig a little bit deeper, and then they find out that this happened, and he's already been suspended for 3 games earlier this year. And so I just think they're going to want him gone.
But here's the scores that they've given up. Okay. And I will mention the team as well. So you can go, ooh, they are a good team. Okay? Or they're really okay. Yeah. East Carolina.
How many did they give up? 3. Yep.
3. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do they need to steal signs for East Carolina? Probably not.
No.
Okay. UNLV 7.
Right.
Bowling Green 6.
Yeah.
Rutgers 7.
Yep.
Nebraska 7. Minnesota 10. Indiana 7. Michigan State 0. Okay. So now we're stealing Purdue's signs, right? Purdue scored the most points against Michigan.
You're gonna
13.
That's
so. How does that work? Are we crappy at stealing signs?
No. You're so angry. You're so angry. Well, God, I love getting you angry.
No, do you not? I mean, a team that we supposedly had guys on the sidelines stealing their signs have scored the most points against this Michigan team.
Because they switched their signs.
I don't think they switched their signs, boy.
Don't be using my boy on me, boy.
Yeah.
So, all right. Final truth or fiction.
I don't think Purdue's smart enough to switch their signs.
Dude, those guys are freaking rocket scientists. Purdue puts out some of the smartest people in America.
I know.
Yeah. That's why I got my degree there. Anyways, Danny DeVito.
They only gave up 13 points.
Danny DeVito will finish the year.
Penn State next weekend.
Hey, we're moving on.
We're gonna go now. Jim Harbaugh's probably sitting down today on a laptop watching, or not on a laptop, on his big screen watching Penn State. Okay, he's watching video.
Okay, Connor, give me those.
No, he's scouting. And if he sees over,
which he can do,
coordinator,
which he can do
here,
which he can do, but it is illegal to do it in season at a game. But he can watch all the film he wants, but you can't have somebody there at the game scouting that other team.
And we all have a doppelganger. I see you on TV every day.
Well, I'm on the NFL Network.
I see you every day on the TV, so you're moonlighting.
I'm gonna go on strike here.
That's illegal to do a TV and podcast at the same time.
They aren't paying me enough as much as I make on this podcast.
That's true. That's true.
There you go. All right. Are you ready to move on?
I don't know.
All right. Danny DeVito will finish the year as Giants quarterback. Or is it Tommy? Sorry, did I say Danny?
No,
I meant Tommy.
Yeah.
I watched Taxi reruns last night because there was
I think the Giants are going to trade for Jaron Hall.
How are they going to trade?
I know. I'm just kidding.
But
no.
But do you see like a Carson Wentz being signed or some of those, like the recycled people that were out there?
No, Giants are in tank mode. I mean, it's
because Tyrod is out for 5 weeks now. Daniel Jones tore his knee up yesterday. So now
here's my other question for you.
Okay.
It's not a truth or fiction. It's would you like to see this type of question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've got 5 teams basically going for the number 1 pick. You've got teams losing on purpose. Okay. You can't say that they aren't. Okay. You can, but I'm not going to believe you. Okay. Would the NFL be better off going to the NBA lottery pick?
Oh, sure. I think so.
I thought they would go to it after Cleveland was head coach was getting $100,000 for every loss.
Yeah.
At that point, you're thinking, give everybody in the top 10 a shot at it. Obviously, your top 3, it's going to be heavily weighted.
Right. No,
every once in a while,
agree with it.
Timberwolves.
Yep.
Now they're going to get the 3 pick, and all of a sudden they jump up to 1 or they jump up to 2. It's the luck of the lottery. But I just think the NFL is doing their draft totally wrong because.
So, and we talk about this all the time, but who has to buy in on the tanking? I mean, the owner's got to buy in, right?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm Eberflus, do I go to polls and do I go to George?
I think
it's daughter. Do you say, hey, we want to tank? Are you guys okay with this? And
I think it starts at the top. I don't think it starts with Eberflus.
You don't? Okay. Yeah,
As a head coach, I don't think you want to have what's his record? 3-25.
Yeah, that's the thing.
As a coach, you're like, okay, well, tell you what, you're going to lose 14 games this year, but we'll give you $100,000 in bonus money every time you lose. Is what they did in Cleveland. So now your win-loss is like,
but how do you tell the players that, Nolan? How do you tell the players, like, or don't you? Or you just call like crap plays? I almost said it. I didn't say
you did say it.
Staying inside my box here, brother.
I seriously think
as a player, would you,
if there's tanking going on, the team knows it.
I might play myself out of a job though, man. I mean,
will you though?
Most likely.
But if you're in the tank mode and coaches are telling you, hey, we're losing to get this guy in the draft.
So they're saying that the team we have right now isn't good enough to do anything, and I'm part of that team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cut. They're gonna cut me.
Well, they shouldn't cut you if everybody's on board.
It's like hush money. Hey, here's $100,000. Shut your pie hole up. Don't say anything to anybody. Boom.
I'd like to see the research on when Cleveland did their tanking, when Indy did their tanking. How did they do it? Did they call crappy plays? Did they sit down probably their second best receiver and go, you know what? This guy's playing better than you.
Well, I know how they did it. It's out there. Everybody knows how they did it. They lost the games. Take that, brother. I
know they lost the games.
Yeah.
But how did they lose them?
No, I know.
Did the whole team know it?
I don't think so. I don't think
they had to. Everybody in the world knew it.
53 guys on the roster. You think all 53 players are going to try and lose the game? Honestly, you can't tell me.
I think they play hard enough to get close. I do. Yes. I think they're in a little Cincinnati's a fraternity, man. Houston Texans right now, Arizona is a fraternity. They're in there. They got their closed doors and go, boys. We have a chance to bring Caleb Williams in here.
But you already got Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's done.
Kyler Murray with Marvin Harrison Jr. would be a pretty darn good connection.
Kyler Murray's too short.
Okay.
I've never been sold on
You're not sold on him, no. So you're saying he should have played baseball instead. Truth or fiction?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Okay. Anyways, let's see what we can find. I'll look some stuff up if you got time. I got time today. Anyways,
on tanking.
Yeah.
We've already seen one or two guys come out.
I get it
and say it happens.
It's one or two guys. I have a hard time believing, Nolan, that 53 guys that this is their livelihood, man. They want to play ball until they can't play ball anymore. And for them to say, I'm going to go and lose. And to me, that's where my mind goes saying, okay, the coaches don't think we're good enough. So let's lose out. Am I going to be playing ball next year? I'd have a hard time with that. That's just me. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
But if Big Dollar Decker is getting $11 million to play, you're going to go, yeah, all right, wherever you want. I got to go pay my house taxes.
Well, if they tell me either do this or you're going to get cut, then there's
no, but you got the contract already. You've got your $11 million or your $3 million.
I'd probably be league minimum, buddy. I'm not that good. I'm a little bit older.
League minimum still pretty good there, buddy.
I'll take it.
You'll take holding that clipboard.
Yeah, I could do that. I could probably do some kicking.
Yeah.
See the running back do the kicking for the Texans yesterday?
I did. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I would. Interesting for discussion. Let's talk about that more on Friday when
I think we need to bring in two other fresh faces.
Okay. Well, we got that guy, a Detroit fan. We're going to try and bring in on either Thursday night or Friday. What do you got going on this week? Tell me later. You don't have to tell me right now.
Yeah, geez, you're cutting into my. It might be bowling night too. Who knows?
Oh no, the pin pals. I was 12 strikes short of a 300 game. Son of a gun. Right. All right, buddy. What else you got for today?
I already told you Rangers won the World Series.
Won the World Series. Yep, you got that.
Seager MVP.
Yep.
Did you add my money in on that one?
Yeah, I did that last week.
Okay. I was making sure. I wasn't sure if that was added into it or
put
not.
it on there. We'll put it on there. Let's check ESPN, see if anyone got fired yet before we take off. Oh, let's see. Bellinger to the Yankees. Ohtani to the Dodgers. Best fits for the
Bellinger to
top.
the Yankees.
Yep. Bellinger to the Yankees. Ohtani to the Dodgers. That's what ESPN's predicting.
Oh, predicting.
Yep.
Aren't we trying to get like truth stories that are already broken news?
I don't know. That's what it's just saying right now. So nothing on the Eagles tight end. He's out for a while, broke his hand. Jones is confirmed. ACL is done. So, all right, buddy. Let's get out of here. We're almost to an hour. So let's roll.
Yeah, I was going to say, weren't we doing a 15-minute today?
Let's do a quick one today, Chad. Okay. So we're going to piece you out. You ready? Have a good one. Talk to you later.
Yes.
See ya.
Talk to you in 4 days.
Woo.